Hi Bear, it's just on TV, back with another video, and yeah, just doing a report on the Old Firm, where it finished Celtic 2, Rangers 1. Goals overall come from Edward, Kent and Forrest. Two sending off for Rangers, Morelos in the 31st minute and Andy Halliday overall after full time. Start 11 for Rangers was McGregor nets, back four of Taverner, Goldson, Worrell, Halliday, midfield three of McCrory, Jack and Arfield up front, Kent, Candace and Morelos up front, and yeah, like I say, it was a really tight game. Celtic having chances in the first couple of minutes, Rangers also, but in the 27th minute, James Forrest hits the ball between Worrell and Goldson. Goldson tries to catch Edward, but he manages to get past it. Keeps going, and thinking maybe someone will, as you want to say, take one for the team or try and stop him. He gets in the box, does a feint and hits it in the net to make it 1-0. On the 27th minute, 4 minutes later, Rangers have the ball. Morelos is walking back. Brown clips his heel. Morelos turns round and his arm goes out and hits him in the chest. Brown makes out that he's been whacked in the face. And honestly, I think it's harsh, but I get that the letter of the law is, or it was, that if you raise your hands you're sent off, and you know, it's something that obviously quite a lot of people are saying cost Rangers the points. I know a lot of people are talking about selling them. I'll get into that later on, but yeah, and as you see, Morelos going off, Brown's obviously getting treatment and is laughing. So Rangers going at half time, 1-0 down to 10 men, and second half, again, just like the first half, chances on both sides. And in the 63rd minute, Taverner has the ball, pits to Candace, back heels it to Tav, and Tav hits the ball through to Kent, who takes a couple of touches, beats Boyata, goes round him and hits it and manages to beat the keeper to make it one each. And yeah, Rangers then start to look pretty decent. Changes were made. Ryan Jack went off in the 79th minute for Kamara, and in the 83rd minute Candace went off for Defoe. And yeah, you think, or it looks like Rangers are doing okay for a point, and in the 86th minute, for some reason Tav has the ball and hit the ball about 4 foot in front of him. No one goes to it. I think it's one of the Celtic players, Henry, gets the ball, passes it to Forrest, who puts it in the net to make it 2-1. And yeah, basically, after that, Rangers decided to take Arfield off and put Davis on, and yeah, like I say, it was just a game there. Celtic tactics just, or I wouldn't even say tactics, I think it was just more of Brown, or just Rangers players reacting to Celtic players winding them up, and frustration, or obviously listening to the comments, ended up winning. And yeah, like I say, Morelos gets sent off in the 31st minute, and there was people, like I say, in Facebook, a lot of people saying sell him, and the quote that I said was, well, if you sell him, who do you bring in? You know, it's all fine, you know, say selling a player, but when you look at the last at least 2 seasons, he's 22, he's been Rangers' top goal scorer for at least 2 years. The way that it looks with kind of Gerrard's formation is the 4.5 they don't get a look in. This formation that Gerrard plays is obviously kind of like 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, and the 4.5 they don't seem to, or Defoe kind of is okay with it. Lafferty, I don't think can is that player that is used to it. I know both of them would probably prefer at least 2 up front, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think selling's madness. I don't see why. Yeah, I get he's been sent off again. Yes, it looks like it's a possibly 4-game ban. But at the same time, I think it's something that you need. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm accepting the sending off, so the red cards. I get something needs to get done, but it just seems that when you're the only basically striker that is getting the goals for Rangers, and to say sell him, and then you're talking about, well, who do you bring in, and no one can comment on who to bring in, seems kind of madness to say. And I think it did show when we did lose him due to suspension. I think it was Hamilton was the first game. Rangers scored more than I think 1 or 2 goals, and won when Morelos doesn't play. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Defoe and Lafferty aren't good. I think in the right formation they can do real well. They can get goals. But Morelos is our main striker. He is the one that does score more than likely in, you know, enough every game or every 2 games. So if there was a list of players or strikers that could be replacement for Morelos, then that can score near enough the same goals, then fine, yeah. And the Rangers can bring them in with the money, fine, go for it, I have no problem. But as someone said, moaning about when he gets sent off and stuff, fine, yeah, but at the same time it's like, well, don't kind of be on the other side of the coin when he's scoring goals for fun, like when he got 4 against Kilmarnock in the William Hill replay at Ibrox. You know, it's one of these things that I'm not saying it's right. There was someone that was saying today, they were saying sell him, and I said, well, who do you know, why sell him? You know, he probably could maybe get more money if you keep him. And they said no. As the way that I said was, well, if you look at Suarez, Luis Suarez, that is, Liverpool and Barca bought him before, or the previous clubs he was at. When you look at when he was at Ajax, he headbutted, I think it was a PSV player, and didn't stop Liverpool buying him. When he was in the World Cup with Uruguay against Italy, I think he bit Chiellini and still stayed at Liverpool. Then went to the Chelsea game, I think he bit Ivanovic in the shoulder, still didn't stop Barca buying him. And whatever's been that's been happening in Barca, whether it's the coach or the president or whatever is told Suarez, don't do it or whatever, he's starting to show the player that why Liverpool and Barca bought was the player that's scoring goals, and it is something that I think something needs to definitely be looked at. I don't think, I get, Rangers have lost, he got sent off, but it's something that you can't just automatically go, well, we've lost, he got sent off again, sell him, when there's not many players that will probably score the amount of goals that he has done alone. And I know Gerrard is saying that he's talking about saying to the board to fine him a week's wage. Okay, if that's gets passed, shall we say, then yeah, fine, fair enough. And you could say, well, if that is what stops him lashing out or getting sent off, then yeah, it could almost be a blessing in disguise, but we won't know. The way it's looking, like, say, a 4-game ban, it's going to be real interesting. He's going to miss, so it means he'll basically be back for the last 3 games. He'll miss the Hearts game, Motherwell, and obviously then the 2 games after the split next week. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there, and I think the best thing for us is just to keep play games, try and get a good result. Like I say, there's about 7 games left now, and I think getting top 2 or getting second is definitely possible. And when you look at kind of the games that are left, there's another Old Firm game. We'll probably be playing Hearts again as well, Hibs, Kelly and Aberdeen, so it's going to be really tough games, and when you've got 5 really tough games, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, kind of an annoying day, and I think will be almost interesting to see what happens with left back. Obviously, Barisic has been injured. Nothing was said how long, so hopefully he could be back for the Hearts game. If not, you're probably looking at maybe Flanagan maybe filling in, or Polster, or possibly even Lee Wallace, but we'll need to see what happens there. But yeah, big thanks to everyone that's been watching. Just remember, please, that if you're new or you haven't, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like as well. It just shows you support to the channel. And I'll be about, I think, tomorrow or Tuesday with my 11 against Hearts. But yeah, big thanks to everyone that's watching, and I'll see you later. Alright guys, I'm out.